Tony Parker quietly built an NBA legacy that's easy to overlook amid flashier stars. He spent nearly his entire career as the Spurs point guard, earning a reputation as a disciplined floor general, who drove the Spurs to 4 NBA championships. In a recent interview, Parker even shrugged at being underrated. Experts overlook the Spurs, he said, but when I go home, I have 4 rings to look at. In other words, the rings and stats tell one story, and casual fans sometimes forget that. Let's rewind the tape and break down his career, year by year, stat by stat, to see just how good Tony Parker really was. Parker's NBA journey began when San Antonio picked him 28th overall in the 2001 NBA draft. He started out backing up All-Star Speedy Claxton, but quickly proved himself, and in 2002, he earned a spot on the All-NBA rookie team. In just his second year, Parker was part of his first NBA championship in 2003, albeit in a reserve role as a 20-year-old, but over the next few years, he steadily grew into a star. He became the Spurs' full-time starting point guard and a key piece of the Big Three alongside Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili. By the mid-2000s, Parker was routinely leading the team in scoring as he helped San Antonio win another championship in 2005, and fans really started to notice Parker's star power when he became a 6-time All-Star in 2006, 2009, and then 2012 to 2014, as he started racking up All-NBA honors as well, 3 second-team and 1 third-team selection. Throughout this period, Parker embodied the Spurs' smart, team-first style, threading passes to open shooters and attacking closeouts with his trademark mid-range game, and the Spurs went to the playoffs every year and Parker's role only grew. The peak of his career was 2007 as San Antonio battled through a stacked Western Conference and reached the finals against the Cavs. In that series, he exploded for a 24.5 points per game average, while also adding 5 rebounds and 3 assists per game, good enough to earn NBA Finals MVP. That was the first Finals MVP by a European-born player, and the stats from that run are impressive, as he led the Spurs in scoring and helped sweep Cleveland in 4 games, sealing San Antonio's 3rd title. This cemented Parker's reputation as a clutch performer. That same season, Parker also put up solid regular season numbers, around 20 points per game, and eventually co-won the 2009 All-Star Game MVP as he shared it with Vince Carter. He earned more All-Star nods and All-NBA selections, and his scoring averages often hovered around 16 to 18 points per game, and in 2014 he added a 4th championship, again as a starter on the Spurs title team. On paper, his career totals speak volumes. 19,000 points, 7,000 assists, and those numbers rank him 9th all-time in Spurs scoring and 5th all-time in playoff assists. His playoff ledger is especially strong as he made 17 straight postseason trips, tied for the 3rd longest streak ever, and left one of the top playoff scorers assisters of his era. In November 2008, he poured in a career-high 55 points in a game. Now, of course, Parker's career wasn't all peaks. On the downside, he never won a regular season MVP or made an all-defensive team, and his post-Duncan years saw a gradual decline. In the 2013 NBA Finals against Miami, a hamstring injury nagged him a little bit, as he still averaged 15.7 points per game and 6 assists. But San Antonio ultimately fell in 7 games, and that was really the first time late in his career that we saw a dip in production. And that continued in his later years, especially with Charlotte in 2018, as he scored just 9 points per game, and his minutes hit a career low as he came off the bench. That final season with the Hornets snapped a streak of 17 straight playoff trips. Parker was no doubt one of the most dominant point guards of his era, but with that being said, let's compare him to 4 other guards that he played against. Starting out with Steve Nash. Nash earned 2 regular season MVPs and made 8 All-Star appearances, but never won a ring. Parker has 4 rings versus Nash's 0. Although Nash slightly averaged fewer points per game, Nash collected more first-team All-NBA nods, but Parker got the Finals MVP nod over Nash. Chris Paul is arguably a better pure playmaker and defender, as he was selected 11-time All-NBA, 7-time All-Defense, but he finished his career with 0 championships to this point. Parker has 4 versus Paul 0, but Paul tallied far more assists per game, 9 for his career, and this is 3rd in all-time assists. Parker also boasts a Finals MVP, which Paul does not have. In short, CP3 often had better stats and accolades, but Parker won the only rings of these 2 players. Now let's compare him to Jason Kidd, who's one of the best passers ever, and selected the 10 All-Star games, and selected 5-time All-NBA first team. Comparing these two, Kidd no doubt has the better statistical accomplishments. He does have 1 ring, Parker has 4. Kidd beats him in All-NBA selections with 6, and Parker has 4, but Kidd never averaged over 19 points per game in a season the way Parker did, and Kidd's championship came in a lesser role. Deron Williams was a 3-time All-Star and an excellent passer, with a career 16 points per game. Williams won 0 titles in 12 seasons, and Williams did have a couple All-NBA seasons, but did not match Parker's total. Overall, Parker contributed more to a winning organization. In summary, Nash and Paul might have had stronger all-around stat lines and individual awards, and they may have even been the better player overall. There's no denying that. It's just Parker played on winning teams and performed his best in the playoffs, and his efficiency in the pick and roll and late clock situations were legendary, and in debates, he often surfaces as underrated simply because his greatness was reflected more in titles than in scoring titles or MVP trophies. Parker's lasting legacy, in my opinion, is he's an underrated champion. Today, Tony Parker is remembered as a key figure in one of the basketball's greatest dynasties, and is an NBA champion and Hall of Famer, class of 2023, and as stated by the Hall of Fame, he is one of the greatest European players of all time, and they credit him as the spark plug of the Spurs' success. Spurs fans revere the Big Three of Duncan, Ginobili, Parker as the most consistent Big Three in NBA history. In a nutshell, Tony Parker's legacy is that of a crafty, underrated winner. He didn't always grab headlines, but he was there delivering in big moments. Today, he's celebrated as a Spurs legend and a Hall of Famer, proof that even if the experts overlook you, the basketball record books will not. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want more videos like this, be sure to leave a comment down below. And until next time, peace.